You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? It is your girl, your diva in knowledge, Lady Mocha, representing Mocha's Cafe de Paris, where I'm always serving you wisdom, knowledge, and spiritual awareness. Also, I do have a second channel for my ladies only, Mocha's Ladies Lounge, for those of you who are more comfortable in subscribing to a safe space in which only the women congregate. You are more than welcome to subscribe there, but this here is where all the magic started. This is where everything initiated me becoming a vlogger, doing Mocha's Cafe de Paris. This is my co-ed channel for men and women to have a safe space in which we can all come together and share our differences and opinions and not have to be ridiculed for basically just having a different perspective on our views, right? So I wanted to get into this right away. I thought this upload that I have found from Facebook was very, very interesting. And I'm going to also display that footage here as well, because I would also like your opinion regarding this matter at hand. So there is this guy who unknowingly, which is something that is not occurring too often, but you have some men that are still doing it, but there's more and more men that are avoiding putting themselves in situations in which they have to become responsible or reliable for somebody else's children. However, this individual, this particular man, took that chance, and he took on the responsibility of becoming like a father figure to another woman who obviously already had children from a previous relationship. So nevertheless, he made the decision that most guys would consider today as a simp move, meaning that he actually moved this woman in, whom is a single mother with children from a previous relationship. So what ends up happening is, I guess he decided out of frustration and aggravation that he could no longer take on the responsibilities, take on that role of being a father to her children, and not just specifically that, the fact that he has come to the realization that she does not want anything out of life and is becoming a burden to him. And I've preached this several times, and I will continue to preach on this. Never take someone in your home or your life that has way more burdens and way more problems than the math book, especially when their problems outweigh yours. Now, I think had it probably been if he was maybe a single father who had children, and maybe, he wanted like a blended type family, then it probably could have worked. But based off of what he's saying, it's not even so much just that. The kids are one problem, but the main issue is she does not want to work. She does not want to help him. She does not want to do her share. And what is happening is he is starting to feel the burden of not just taking care of her children, but also taking care of her. She's dead weight, and I guess he's finally gotten to that broken point in which he realizes, I got to get rid of her. So he makes the decision to put her out of his home. Righteously so. I would rather a man take the initiative to remove a woman and her children outside of his home versus hurting her and hurting the children, because we've seen too often how sometimes these men, these dudes will snap when they realize they put a lot of time and care into another woman's problems, when they decided to be the step-up stepdad and, took on that role as a man, and that's not easy to do. I commend any man who's willing to take in a whole, preoccupied family, especially when you don't have any children of your own. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and play some of the footage, right, because I want y'all to get a better general idea as to how the situation plays out. So anyway, I'm going to get ready to go into it, and keep in mind there is 4 parts, so I'm going to be playing all 4 parts of the video, and I'm going to also be interjecting as well. Please make sure y'all hit that like button as soon as y'all come in. If you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe already. Big ups to everybody who is in the chat. I appreciate your presence. So let's get to it. Let's get it. Play part 1.
Gotta go. She gotta go, Tasha. I'm tired of it. I've been dealing with this for too long. She gotta go. Now, before anybody got anything to say or trying to judge me for what I'm doing, I'm gonna tell y'all what's really going on. I can't do it no more. I done told this woman 7 times to leave my house. Get out, it's over. I don't want to be with her no more. I can't be with you. You don't want to do nothing for yourself. She don't want to better herself. She want to sit around and play the victim and act like I'm the problem. I'm not the problem. This all the stuff, she got to go. I asked her 7 times. Get yourself together. I even tried to make it work. She living with me. I'm paying all the bills. She got her kids here. I didn't even accept her kids. I don't even got no kids. I didn't even accept her kids and treat them kids like mine. I love them kids. But I can't do this no more, Tasha. You gotta go. You gotta go.
All right, y'all. So I'm going to pause it right there, right? Because again, this video has 4 parts. So as you can clearly see, he is removing all of her belongings and the kids' belongings from out of his home, and he has the right to do that because that is his home. You can tell that he is not pleased with having to make this decision, but what has happened is he realizes he got himself involved with the woman who wants absolutely nothing out of life. And this is why it's very, very imperative before you make major steps like this as a man. You have to really check out the psyche of the woman that you're dealing with. You know, this is where those critical questions, this is where you need to bring her into that interrogation room and make sure that her mental is on the same page as yours. What do you want to what do you want to be in the next 5 years? What do you want out of life? You know, what do you ever want to own a business, or do you want to just work for somebody for the rest of your life? I mean, what is it that you have planned? I'm quite certain had he asked those questions, he probably would have had a better perception of what he was getting into. Now, don't get me wrong. You can ask a woman these questions and she can still be manipulative and make you think she wants some out of life, make you think that she has the best intentions and she's a go-getter. And then you find out once you have invested time and energy into her, and most importantly, moved her into your personal residence, she can totally flip the script on you. So everybody's not even going to be honest with you, even if you ask the correct questions. But this is the thing, though. He should have really taken the time to get to know her before he moved this woman into his home. Because sooner than later, people can only hide their demons but so long. People can only hide their intentions but so long. Sooner than later, their real character is going to manifest itself. And it sounds like to me, I don't think he knew her that long. And that's a very, very major move to move someone into your home with their children. Because you become attached to the children. And I can tell throughout the video, he addressed several times that he loves the kids, you know. However, you know, he also kept stating she doesn't want to better herself. She doesn't want to do anything with herself. And you have a lot of women that are like this. This is the reason why a lot of them are single mothers. Now, keep in mind, if it doesn't apply, you ain't got to reply. Before Bokisha comes into the comment section, why are you saying all single mothers are this and that? You know, a lot of these sisters are quick to get defiant. They get offended very easily, especially when you speak on subjects that pretty much fit the shoes that they wear, nevertheless, right? Make sure y'all hit that like button, by the way, if you are entering in, right? So She doesn't want to do anything. Basically, what's going on is he's realizing that he picked up a woman with a lot of baggage who does not want to do anything to help him, to help her with her baggage. You do have some of these single moms out here, and it's not just pick on single moms. You do have some sisters who don't have children, who just have this sense of entitlement that a man is supposed to cater to them and take care of them. But at least with a single woman, it's not children that's being put in the middle of the conflict and the chaos. So that's the only reason why I'm not going in on single women as strongly, because the decisions they make are only affecting them. But a single mother, on the other hand, she has way more that she has to consider, because it's not just her, it's also her children. So the decisions that she makes, it also affects her children. Now, keep in mind, this man has bonded with her children. But the problem is, she don't want to work. She doesn't want to be a helpmate. She's looking for a sucker. She's looking for a simp sponsor. Somebody that's going to sponsor her life and sponsor taking care of her children. That's what she was hoping. So that is the reason why, he's feeling overwhelmed, because face it, when you're taking somebody in your home and you're taking in their children, your cost of living is going to go up substantially. It's one thing if it was just you living in that home, but when you take in a woman and her family, her children, your expenses are going to triple. Your light bill is going to be higher than it usually is. Your groceries, your gas, because you are accommodating several other individuals off of your one income. And I don't think he thought about this. You have some guys, because you have a lot of single mothers out here. They know how to play the part. Okay, they know how to stroke a man's ego. You have to realize, by nature, single mothers by nature are nurturers, right? So because they nurture children and they have to cater to children, just as a mother, it becomes natural to them to be giving, to be nurturing. And if you don't get to know her long enough, you'll fall prey to that. This is the reason why a lot of guys have basically took the bait of struggling single mothers. And again, if it doesn't apply, I don't have to reply. You have some single mothers out here who handle their business. They're not looking for Captain Save 'em. You got some single mothers out here who actually enjoy being single moms, and they love taking on that role and not having someone else intervene and have a say so in how they raise their children. So you got some women who embrace being single mothers, and there's nothing wrong with that. And big ups to you if you are a mother that's willing to stand on business and take care of your children and not expect or look for the world to have all this empathy and sympathy for you. So y'all, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get us to the part 2, because again, there's 4 parts to this video, and I want us to not waste too much further time. So let's go ahead on and get into the part 2, y'all. Let's continue with this. Let's get it.
Whenever she wants to, always trying to play victim, telling everybody it's me crying to her co-workers and family, saying it's me. Y'all gotta understand, man, I'm fed up, I'm stressing. I done tried to help this girl numerous of times. Try to help her get on her feet, and she just ain't got, it's like she don't want nothing in life. I cannot be with a woman like that. All we do is argue. She don't want to work. She pick her kids up, drop her kids off to her mama house while she go out and be in the streets all night. And I'm over here paying the bills. And the f***ed part is, I got a homie, his wife got a business. She was going to hire her on the spot to answer the phone for her business, $20 an hour. I tell this dumb, hey, my homie wife got a business, and all you got to do is answer the phone, $20 an hour. She gonna look at me and tell me what the fuck fuck I look like? I'm like, what do you mean? What the fuck do you look like? $20 an hour, you telling me you can't work for $20 an hour to sit on your ass? That's when I knew I couldn't work no more. That's her kids' stuff. She come in all hours of the night, whenever she want to.
Okay, y'all, so alright, this is for the part 2. I'm gonna pause the part 2. As you can clearly see that he is definitely stressing his aggravation with the whole situation, and I do not blame him not one bit. It is no joke taking in somebody who has children from a previous relationship, you know. She doesn't want to work. She sounds like somebody who wants to just find somebody that's going to be a simp sponsor, as he stated in the video. She wants to be for the streets. She basically drops her kids off to her mom. Then on top of that, while she's in the streets and while her mom has the kids, she's practically leaving it up to him to pay all the bills. So obviously she is looking for a simp sponsor. She's looking for a man that's going to take care of her and make her life and her kids' life easy. Now, but you have to realize, anytime you take in a person with children, you are taking a gamble. You're definitely taking a gamble, because there's no guarantees that even with all the time, all the money, and all the energy you put into somebody else's children, that you're going to get the appreciation you deserve in return. That you're going to get the same favors in return as you get older. There's no guarantees that these children that you're doing everything for is going to be there for you. There's no guarantees that these children will not turn on you, that you're taking up the step up stepdad role. There's no guarantees that you're going to get back all of what you're putting in, especially if their own mother is ungrateful. And if their own mother is ungrateful, what makes you think, because the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree, right, that these kids are not going to have that same attitude? But let's get to part 3, because there's 4 parts to this, y'all. I don't want to take up too much time, so let's get to part 3. Alright, let's go.
Dude, her kids tear my house up. You know what I mean? I love them kids, my dear heart, but I can't do this. Sometimes you get fed up. I'm waking up, I'm going to work every day with attitudes, getting into it with my boss, arguing with my employees, my co-workers, and it's like, I just can't do it. God, please forgive me for doing this. I never meant to be this way. Like, you know I'm a good man at heart, but sometimes you get fed up. I done asked her 7 times to leave, and it's just like, I can't deal with this no more. I just want y'all to see, I got her stuff out here. And if you ever try to come over here and mess up my house or anything like that, man, I already got my police report filed, so they will come find you. Don't come over here on my property. This is my property. Y'all see nothing wrong with the house. No windows busted. Nothing's wrong. Let me show y'all the side. So she come over here acting crazy. First of all, she's going to jail. Second of all, I just want to show y'all so that don't nobody say nothing like, oh, that was already messed up and you trying to. I can't do it. When you fed up, you fed up. $20 an hour. To sit down and answer the phone, you told me what the you look like. Like, I can't do this. Your stuff is outside. I apologize, God. Please forgive me for doing this, man.
Okay, y'all. So, going back, right? He's indicated that not only is she for the streets, but her children are destructive. He said that her kids are tearing up his home. And righteously so. If she's constantly in the streets, that means she's not home and she's not around her children enough to discipline them. As he said in the video prior, that her mother has her kids. So I'm wondering, what does this chick look like? What was so fine? What was so captivating about her that made him just say, oh, I want her so bad that I'm going to take her in and be a step-up stepdad? What was it about her? And so I'm assuming that she's probably one of those chicks that's probably got a little body on her, look good, whatever. Something about her that he saw that was appealing. It can't be her mindset, because I'm sure had he known her mindset, he would have known she was not the kind of woman he could take her to his household, and in addition to that, her children. So the only thing I could think that she had to offer was her looks. Okay, and he found out the hard way, like a lot of these guys do, that want to keep pushing that narrative. You got to get you a 10, and there's not wrong with getting you a 10, but you got to make sure her brain is not at a -2, right? So this is what's going on. So he's basically saying that he has told her several times to leave, and I guess she had felt like she got pretty privileged, or whatever the case is. She did not think she was going to have to leave. And he realizes at this point his peace is very necessary, because he just said he's going to the job, taking out his frustration on the job, on his boss. He's snapping at his boss. He's snapping at his co-workers, because this man is under a lot of pressure. And when you take in a woman with children, that brings you a whole different level of pressure, especially if she's not a woman that's working, that's providing, that's doing her share to try to alleviate you as your companion, as your wife or significant other, whatever. It could be very draining. And I guess he realizes that if he don't get rid of her and get her out of his home, that he's going to blow a head gasket, and righteously so. When you take a chance and you bring someone in your life into your home, even their children, and the audacity of them to act ungrateful and to be disrespectful, and this is your shit, this your place, this your home. He had a nice home, might I add. And this is what happens when you pick up, these birds, when you get you a build-a-bum broad. Okay, like I told y'all about, the build-a-bum dudes. Same thing. When you get a build-a-bum broad, you pick up a woman that is down on her luck, in her struggle, whether she has kids or not. You take a gamble, because you don't know what kind of female you're really dealing with. And usually by the time you really see it for what it is, it's too late. You have already invested feelings, you invested time, you invested money, and you have an option. You have two choices. You can stay, keep investing time, money, energy, and hope it gets better, or lie to yourself and convince yourself that it'll get better, or you do like this guy doing. You'll take the smart route and say, you know what, I got to get her out of here. I'm going to end up in jail, I'm going to end up in prison, I'm going to end up putting a pause on it, end up with a battery, end up with a battery charge, in which now I got a record. I could possibly end up losing my job, end up losing my home, because once I lose my job, how I'm going to take care of my mortgage or my rent or whatever, utilities or whatnot. She's becoming a liability to him at this point. But we're going to go ahead and play the fourth part, and then I'm going to finish out my commentary, y'all. So let's get to this last part, which is part 4.
Me from any negativity or anything in my life, and my heart told me to do this. I love them kids. I do not want to put them kids out, but they gotta go. They gotta go. I've done too much for her and those kids. You have to go. I can't deal with it no more. I can't deal with nobody that don't want to do nothing to help better their life. I can't do it, man. And that's just what it is, man. It's like it don't make no sense. God, please forgive me for this. God, please forgive me. Just forgive me, God. Please. I ask you to release me from any negativity or anything in my life. And my heart told me to do this. I love them kids. I do not want to put them kids out, but they gotta go. They gotta go. I've done too much for her and those kids. You have to go. I can't deal with it no more. I can't deal with nobody that don't want to do nothing to help better their life. I can't do it, man. And that's just what it is, man. It's like it don't make no sense. God, please forgive me for this. God, please forgive me. Just forgive me, God. Please.
Sir, I feel you 1,000% on this. Anybody who got a heart is not going to feel happy about putting a person out, especially with their children. The fact that he took her in with her children, it lets me know he's a man of compassion. So it's not too many men that are going to do that are going to take in a woman and her children. So the fact that he took her in, it lets me know that this guy had the best intentions. And unfortunately, he got involved with a builder bird who's not understanding the value of how important it is that a man is willing to accept you with your children. When you have a lot of these red pill logics being pushed, don't deal with women who have kids, don't be no stepdad, don't try to take on another man's problems. You have a lot of guys pushing this narrative, and the sad part is, I bet this whole situation is going to make this guy reevaluate his life, and he's most likely going to make a decision to never get involved with a woman who has children. Do I blame him? Absolutely not, because once your trust has been betrayed like that, only somebody who's mentally challenged would take a chance and put themselves right back in the same situation, whether if it be with the same person or whether if it be with a totally different person. This man is not going to feel safe. He's not going to trust that. He might not even want another relationship, period. And that's the bad part about it, is that it's the low common denominator females that make it hard for women out here who really want something out of life, who would take that blessing and build off of it and build something with that man. And there's so many women out here that are striving for that and are desiring that, and would give anything to have a man that would be willing to be there for her and her children. But it's always these dusty females who look up and get these opportunities. It's always the females that are trash, that are throwaways, that get lucky and get men that's willing to take them in and build something with them. So it's sad, but I won't be surprised if this man, his whole outlook on women, it changes. He may never want to get another relationship. Now, most importantly, he's not going to want to deal with a woman who has children. And it goes to say that before you take on somebody else with their problems, and this goes for men and women, you have to do a lot of thorough investigation. In other words, you got to be around them a lot. Eventually a person, their character is going to manifest. Everything does not have to be rushed. I don't care what the sob story is. I don't care if a man or woman tells you, I'm in the streets, I got no place to go. I don't care what the sob story is. Until you've been around that person for a very long time, do not move no woman or no man in your house, especially if they got children. And he said, I can't do this anymore. Her kids tearing up my place. I mean, again, the apple don't fall too far from the tree. They're going to be like their mother. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? And he just kept asking for forgiveness in the end. Like, man, God, please forgive me, because you can just tell sincerely, this man didn't want to put her out. Now, if I had to say where he went wrong, is for one, I wonder how long he knew her. If I had to go into what he did wrong, I wonder how long he knew her. I'm wondering, why did he take her in? Was it because she gave sob stories, or what was the situation? Wherever you meet someone at in life, before you sympathize with them, if you meet a man that's staying in the streets, you meet a woman that's staying in the streets and they got kids and family, don't rock with them, nobody won't deal with them. There's a reason for that. Some of these, I'm going to just be honest, some of these single mothers out here are bridge burners. People in general are bridge burners. You have people that jeopardized and wore out their resources to the point to where nobody wants to deal with them, and because nobody wants to deal with them, it's the kids in the process who get did in. People will use their kids as an excuse for you to tolerate their triflingness. Well, me and my kids in the street. Well, why are they in the street? Well, my baby daddy's side of the family won't help me. Why they won't help you? You'll be surprised. There's a reason why you meet people where you meet them. If they're in the streets, if they're staying in the shelter, if they own mama, they own people, won't even take them in. That's a red flag. And of course, these type of females, it's always somebody else's fault. And he said that she's always the victim. And guess what? If you meet a woman or a man who's always blaming everybody for why they are going through the things that they're going through, that's a really strong indication that you're dealing with a person that doesn't take accountability for their actions. Because the truth is, all of us are at fault to a degree when it comes to anything. So the fact that she won't own anything, something as simple as, you know what, I could have did better than this. I could be a better mother. I should spend more time with my kids. I should discipline my kids more. The fact that you're dealing with an individual that won't own none of their wrong, and I preach this all the time in my family violence intervention classes. I always talk about this. Accountability is major. And if you're dealing with a person who won't own their wrong, they won't own any part in their wrongdoing, then that already lets you know what you're up against. And I think this was a guy that was just too nice of a guy. I don't think he knew her very well. I would actually like to talk to him and wish I can get more on the background of this situation, because I have to hold him accountable somewhere. Because obviously, I don't think he knew her that long. And my thing is, why would you commit to something so major? You're going to commit to a woman and all of her children? What's the relationship? What's the relationship she got with her baby daddies? And as men, pay attention to that. Pay attention to how a woman handles her baby daddy. If she's cussing him out, disrespecting him, dragging him through the mud, that's an indication of what kind of woman you're dealing with. If she's not willing to take any accountability, it's something as simple as, you know what, I never even should have chose him. I never should have even got involved with him. Everything is, he's a mother effing deadbeat, he's this, he's that. If you just pay attention to people, let them keep talking, they will reveal themselves sooner than later. They will eventually tell on themselves. I guarantee she got in this guy's head, made it seem like I'm such a good woman, I'm such a good mother. I don't know why people treat me the way they treat me. I don't know why people do my kids the way they do my kids. She said something. She gassed his head up and made him believe that so many people did her so wrong. He took the bait. I've seen so many guys take the bait of what other women, of what women said about their baby daddies, to the point, for instance, right? I got a relative. He took on a female who already had a child before he got involved with her. She always talked reckless about his baby daddy. Always was on like, he ain't shit, she ain't this, ain't you. Y'all know the typical bitter baby mama speech, right? And because she had his head so wide open, he believed it, So that made him want to step up even more and be more of a father to her child. Because she talked so poorly about the other guy without even getting his version, without even getting his side of the story. He automatically jumped to her defense. Yeah, he ain't this, he ain't that, and he a bum, and I'm like, dude, you don't know that man's side of the story. You know what I'm saying? Don't get caught up in a thirst trap because she making you feel like she's such a wonderful woman and she don't know why he deprived her and this and that. And I guarantee you, what you think happened when he got her pregnant? Not only did he get the same treatment the other baby daddy got, but he got it worse. You got some guys that don't mind being simped until the simping happens to them. They will feel sorry for these single moms who got all these soap operas, love and hip-hop tragic stories about the deadbeat baby daddies, only for him to feel sorry and empathize with her, move her and her kids into his home, and now he finds himself doing the same very thing that the other baby daddies did, got rid of her. Listen, every woman who has children, it does not make her mother. Okay? Just like every man who has kids, it doesn't make him a father. Every woman that has kids is not a mother. She's just a female with kids. Okay? So before you go empathizing and sympathizing with these women, as men, you got to do your thorough research, man. There's no way a woman with multiple children, nobody won't take in, no family, home mom or home people. God already let you know something is up with that. Something's wrong with that. Don't you try to be superhero unless you've been with this woman for a really long time. You've been around her a long time. Her kids have become accustomed to you. They respect you. You see they're not destructive. You see they don't have disciplinary problems. You go meet a woman and her kids are flying or doing all kind of cartwheels and stunts like they're in the gymnastics in her Section 8 apartment. What you think is going to happen when you take her and them kids in? If she don't get along with none of her baby daddies, and that's a red flag of what you may be dealing with. Home family don't want nothing to do with them. That all of that is red flags. But I will give this guy this before I get ready to log off. I am glad that he moved her out versus hurting her and hurting the children, because we've seen many stories like this end up tragically, where a man snaps. He either hurts the mother or he hurts her children. So I will commend him for keeping his composure and not putting his hands on her or her children and putting her belongings out. Now, what he could have did, it is raining out there. The kids is not their fault, unless he ran out of trash bags or something. But if I had to find anything he did wrong as far as how he moved her out, all of the kids' belongings, being on the wet grass. But I get it. He was pissed off. He was frustrated, and he still handled it diligently. He didn't burn her items. He didn't literally throw it in the street where cars and stuff could run over it. But the man is just at his breaking point. So again, y'all, we got to be mindful of that. Be mindful taking in somebody with children. And even as a woman, be careful taking these men in with kids from multiple women. You don't need that type of aggravation and baggage in your life. But anyway, y'all, before you get ready to exit, make sure y'all hit that like button. I appreciate it. Leave y'all comment below. Let me know what y'all think about the situation. It's your girl, your diva knowledge, Lady Mocha, representing Mocha's Cafe de Paris, where I'm always serving you wisdom, knowledge, and spiritual awareness. Y'all take care, and until next time, be blessed.